That's what you like to see at the start of a video where you're talking about sexual assault. Real classy stuff. Hello, and welcome to Chuds, Grifters, and Freaks.
Freaks too.
It's true, also Freaks. We're your hosts. My name is Chris Anderson, but if you host a podcast with me, you can call me Shibble.
And I will. But my name is Ethan Sereski. And I smoked marijuana between our break doing the podcast and this. And I'm soaring. It's beautiful up here.
All right. Get ready to see some pro style reaction videos. I understand why you do it because it looks like we're gonna be watching some Steven Crowder content.
Well, you need to take the edge off of it. That's the thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, this first clip that you
let me, if I may. Steven Crowder is well-known conservative right-wing internet media figure and shithead.
Yeah.
His channel on YouTube was demonetized 3 times. Once in 2019 after not just usage but repeated use. He was like, I'm gonna keep doing this, of racist and homophobic slurs. So we're talking, piece of shit. Demonetized again in 2021 after violating YouTube's presidential election integrity policy against advancing false claims about the election's integrity.
Okay.
So he's he's a Rhonda McDaniel type, and that's not even near his worst trait. And he was suspended a 3rd time for harassment, threats, and cyberbullying. But he did achieve 5.86 million subscribers as of May 2023.
Okay, yeah, no, a lot of people really like shitty people.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say they're shitty because I think that there's redemption for all, and they'll end up with us. A couple more things. He used to do Change My Mind. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, he'd have a table.
Yeah.
And he'd go to a college campus and try to debate children.
Yeah, he would debate children who were didn't know they were. He knew he was going to be debating, and the children didn't. That's sweet. And also, he missed the birth of his twins because he was having elective surgery.
Well,
and it was gender affirming care. He had a sunken feminine chest.
Well, I knew a dude in high school that had a really sunken chest, to the point where if he laid on his back, he could be a bull.
Oh my God. Guy Mesker was like that, the UFC fighter.
Yeah, so, if you're getting some sort of surgery to make you feel better about
you don't do it when you're about to have twins.
It's scheduling these days can be so tough.
And also, last but not least, at age 12, the high point of his life, as far as I'm concerned, he worked as a voice actor for the character Alan the Brain Powers on the children's series Arthur.
Sick. That's great to have on your resume, brother. That's awesome.
It's the best thing that I just read.
Yeah, he peaked.
So we're gonna start out here. We're gonna meet Steven Crowder. We're gonna get into right now. He's big in the internet news. So we're going to examine what's going on.
Okay, so this first video that you sent me came from Reddit. Is that where we're starting off?
Yeah, because this is the first thing we're going to get into. He fancies himself not funny, but a comedian. He fancies himself an actual comedian. He began performing stand-up at age 17. And he was invited along with a young Amy Schumer, who's actually, whatever you think of her, she's a pro. She's a real comedian. And they went together on Fox to discuss sex before marriage. And that's this clip. I thought it was a good one.
All right. He looks great.
Nice fucking hair.
Is that Gutfeld?
Oh, it's talking about comedy.
Oh, the king himself. Here we go. I'll mute that.
They gave him a late night show on Fox.
Oh no, I've seen some clips of that. I've seen they'll do reactions to that on the guys Patreon. Worth checking out, you guys.
He's got that quality of, I'm gonna push my career forward and motivate, and I'm gonna network. And you know what? He'll get further than me in life because I just don't have that in me, and I don't admire it, but I notice the difference. You know,
Yeah, it's true. They've got that entrepreneurial drive
I don't,
that makes America what it is.
which is not great because we need to make it great again. So they hate
Steve,
America.
Here's my question. It's admirable. When do you stop? When do you stop with the abstinence? How will you know it's time?
Well, once you have a ring on your finger.
Okay.
Dude, do you know what I would do if you had said that when we were that age?
Yeah. What how old is he here? When was
Um,
this recorded? He's like 6 years younger than us.
I would say he's 22.
That's rough, brother. That's rough at 22 to be buying into that. I mean, everybody makes their own choice about their sexuality, but that one doesn't work for me.
The look goes with it. That he looks like he's never gonna have sex.
No, he looks like he's sort of rocking a 90210 vibe here.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he's trying to go for like a Luke Perry hair
Oh, I see it. Yeah, he just doesn't have the
with the
handsome
popped
face.
collar. Yeah, no, it doesn't frame his face well at all.
He's not a handsome fellow.
No, this isn't doing him any favors.
No,
Especially whenever this was what, mid 2000s?
I should have written down.
Ah, well.
The only way to know for sure is once you're married, and of course, it's people.
No, for sure what?
No, that it's time to have sex. That was the question. When do you know it's time to have sex as a normal person?
When I want to have sex and someone else wants to have sex with me.
Yeah, I was about to say when I want to have sex and someone consents. I didn't even think in terms of they wanted to have sex.
Yeah, no. Ideally for me, it's gonna be I'm gonna want them to be involved.
I
Ideally
changed my answer. My answer is now when there's a ring on this finger.
Okay, all right. Crowder winning hearts and minds. Really glad we're getting this guy back on YouTube
You know
via
what's
this
funny?
video.
Even like you would think in his head he's like, God, these women are gonna be melting at this virginity shit. They're grossed out and weirded out by him watching this. Totally.
I imagine anyone would be. This is terrible.
Well, I'm a Christian. This column is not at all pushing faith in anybody. It's just talking about the actual benefits. If you really want to argue for abstinence, you can stop the argument and be abstinent, don't get sick and die.
Yeah.
What?
You could get sick and die.
Like eventually from AIDS?
Yeah, something like that could pop. Maybe you could die of syphilis if it got really bad and started eating away at your brain. You never treated it.
Why wouldn't you? I was about to say, why wouldn't you get some help before it did that?
Because you're a Christian Scientist and you don't believe in medicine.
I think of Christian Scientists as wearing like those robes that you wear in a lab.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's a fucking nerd and a weirdo. Not because of his sexual decisions, but because of his affect. The fact that he's going out and promoting. Like, if it's your choice, good for you. Don't have sex. Like, I think it's wonderful. Everyone's an individual, but I don't need to see it on Fox News. Then I'm going to make fun of it.
I do really think that it's very disingenuous to say if you have sex, you're gonna die. I really think that's pretty disingenuous.
You don't think that that's a valid argument?
I feel like that's just really disingenuous.
You know what also could happen when you have sex?
You could have a great time.
Yeah, I was about to say you could not get sick and die and also have an orgasm.
Yeah, that part sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But, I can say from personal experience that it does build a bond of trust. Constantly you hear women, how often do you hear, well, don't you trust me? It's like, no, you slept with me on the first date.
So, yo.
Ooh.
That's misogyny.
That is, I feel like the way that he's coming out, I don't even know where he's coming at this around. He's lost me. I don't know what to say to this other than shut the fuck up.
Go ahead, tell him. I mean, that's the way to handle a Steven Crowder. But I find it interesting. What he said that if she would sleep with me, then what? She's a slut. Or if she would sleep with him on the first date, she would sleep
with me on the first date. Yeah. Then how could you ever trust someone that would do that?
Well, is he saying just sleep with a man on the first date? If you would do that, then you can't. Or because he thinks so low of himself, is it just specific to him?
I think it's more if you would sleep with anyone on your first date, then you would sleep with anyone else at any given time.
I actually believe if a woman would sleep with him specifically, she has no, she would.
Well, I mean, tell that to
Not
his
his wife.
wife.
Not his. No, I like her. In fact, she's very bright. I hear.
Well, it looks like we've got some videos about their marriage coming up in the queue.
Oh yeah,
Back to him saying this.
nerd.
Of course, I don't trust you.
It's that old thing like I wouldn't join a club that would let me into that club.
Right.
You know.
Ha! Gutfeld is so fucking not funny that it like I feel it crawling all over me how fucking unfunny he is.
Yeah, really flubbing the Groucho quote there. But hey, that's a classic Greg Guts for you.
You ever seen a guy with that kind of face and that look on his face be funny?
No, I've only seen them say things that make you want to punch them. That is the most punchable face you could find.
It's up there. Jesse Waters is punchable, but no, this guy's
Look
next
at
level.
that eyebrow. Look at how smart he thinks he is.
That's okay. You're
He
right.
talks down to everyone.
Could you imagine getting talked down to by Greg Gutfeld? I would.
Oh my God. Oh,
Let
what
me
an unpleasant
explain
man.
something to you.
She's gonna sleep with me, then she'll sleep
Usually
with
because I'm
anybody.
Canadian, they won't let me in.
Yeah.
Except for Canadian Club Ginger Ale.
Amy,
Wait. What joke? That was a comedian joke, and I need you to tell me why it was funny. Like, what was the joke?
That was a Canadian club. Yeah. He's saying, oh, Canadians,
He's
they
Canadian,
won't
by
let
the
me
way.
in the club because, well, he was born in America and he grew up in Canada.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was born in Detroit, I believe. He has dual citizenship.
That's why I moved. He wouldn't have lasted in Detroit. This fucking dude with his hair.
No, he was saying, Greg was saying, I wouldn't want to join any club that will let me be a part of that club, flubbing the Groucho line. And then Crowder was responding, they wouldn't let me in that club because I'm Canadian. Except for a Canadian club, the Ginger Ale, which I love. Because I imagine he might also be a teetotaler. That's a vibe I'm getting.
I would. I mean, listen, he won't have sex. Why would he imbibe?
No, he's going to abstain from a lot.
Yeah, he's a total abstainer. Now I just want to mention that was fucking sick unfunny, what he just said. Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay, let's keep this rig rolling.
do you have any thoughts on this?
Yes, but also,
Are we going to talk
I'll
about
sleep
Amy
with a guy
Schumer?
on the
or-
first date. Usually, if a guy holds my hand, he's gonna wind up.
See, that's funny.
Yeah.
I love because he was introduced in this beginning of this section. He's a right-wing comedian. She's a left-wing comedian, also known as a comedian.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess his best attempted joke was saying, if you have sex, you're going to get sick and die.
No, the funniest thing he said was definitely funnier than that was Canadian Club, like ginger ale.
Yeah, which I love.
Which is just delicious.
Yeah. Canadian Club, send us some ginger ale.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, the room is already loving her so much more.
Do you hear that? The Fox people are howling with laughter. And look at Steven Crowder's face.
Maybe I should try and hold her hand.
He's more. He is so sexually intimidated by Amy Schumer. Just look at it. He is frozen.
No, he is popping a boner.
I don't think that women should use sex as a bargaining chip, and a lot of them do. If I want to sleep with someone, I do it, and I am a monogamous slut. Can I say that on
Yeah,
air?
I think you can.
Fair enough. Amy Schumer coming off very reasonable.
Yep, sounding like a woman who's self-possessed and owns her own sexuality and is normal.
Well, I don't want to go that far. I haven't looked into Amy Schumer that closely.
No, she's nuts about Israel. Fuck Amy Schumer. I'm just saying her view on I'll have sex with someone if I'd like to, and they're okay. Nothing wrong with that.
No, fair enough.
Right.
That's not what we're worried about.
But what I'm saying is, I have a higher risk of disease. I also have a much higher risk of fun.
Got his ass.
No, that's
It's like
funny.
she's doing her own reaction video. We don't have to do anything.
Good for her. This is like what Hassan does. He like goes in the other room. He's famous, and he goes in the other room and like has a sandwich and will like let this video play. I love that. I want to get to that level.
saying that. What I'm saying is to prove my point by saying that, you don't think it should be used as a bargaining tool.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, it's just the kind of point of the column is that abstinence is the one taboo issue regarding sex. I mean, it's like, oh, be a dirty stand-up comedy.
Wait, abstinence is the one taboo issue regarding sex.
The one thing that you can't talk about is abstinence, except for forcing it to be taught in schools. Except for the one part where everyone's being forced to talk about it.
It's like the one thing
Other than that, you can't talk about it. Except for when you're forced to. By the government.
He loves the fascism. He's very fashy.
My goodness.
Comic. You're cracking new ground there, Copernicus. But once you talk about abstinence,
Wait.
You're
Dennis
cracking
Miller?
new ground
Wait, I
there,
don't know. Wait, I
Copernicus.
thought this was a Steven Crowder video. This is a Dennis Miller video. What did he fucking say?
Let's take that back.
Copernicus.
There's no easy rewind function. There we go. All right, we'll get this one clean.
issue regarding sex. I mean, it's like, oh, be a dirty stand-up comic. You're cracking new ground there, Copernicus. But once you talk about abstinence, everyone all of a sudden they put you like right now. We have to talk about it because who is this kid who's talking about abstinence?
Well, it's who's this.
By the
What
way,
the-
you're not a kid.
That was really incomprehensible to me. I did not follow what he was saying. Every sentence seemed in no way related to the prior or following.
That's because he's panicking because he wants, he's an unfunny person who would love to be a comedian. He's sitting next to someone who this is like really believing you could play in the NBA and then meeting an NBA player and playing against him. That's
No,
what
this-
this is.
This is a lot like watching Spike TV's Pros versus Joes.
Yeah, excellent and great reference.
I loved that show.
I had like when I saw that it was coming on, I'd get fucking excited.
Yeah, it was always so satisfying. Every time, just seeing them getting wrecked. Great stuff.
They
Anyway,
should do it with comedy.
yeah, that's I guess what we're watching.
We got it. We'll pitch that.
This kid who's 23, you don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. So to talk about it with such authority and arrogance,
I don't know who I'm going to be. What?
you don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. You're going to be.
It's true. You really got to bang a couple things out. Take the car out for a couple laps.
Oh, you're telling me you didn't have everything figured out at 23?
No, before I had sex, I'm going to say I knew a lot less about sex. Really having sex was a real eye opener about sex. You know what I mean?
It can be. For me, it was certainly.
I feel like, wow, okay, that's what's up. Before you weren't sure that was what was up.
Into really weird things in about a decade.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Do you see him trying to catch it, like he's running and he's just chasing shadows with these comebacks?
It's true. He's up against Ali in this one. She's out there clowning on
Well,
him.
that's what this is. She's a real comic. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a
trained pro.
Yeah, exactly. This is like if I fought a UFC fighter, it would take 6 seconds for him to maybe kill me.
Yeah, even if he wasn't the best guy in the league.
No, I'm talking about anyone at
Yeah.
any weight class.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. And the thing is, it doesn't.
But I
There
really
should be
do
no.
wanna do- there's
But
nothing
there
wrong with
should be
that.
no confidence. You slip by the dirty comedian thing, but honestly, you call yourself a comedian, but you don't do it that much. Like I go fishing a couple times a year, but I don't introduce myself on TV as a fisherman.
Oh, you know what? Good for her for having that in her back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
That
she
is,
just-
that is. Did you see? She didn't like that shit. He said something about dirty comedian, and I didn't hear it. Maybe that was
Yeah.
the Copernicus.
Yeah,
thing?
that was you're breaking new ground there, Copernicus. Copernicus also not an explorer. It might have been better with Magellan. I don't know.
Magellan. I like.
Well, the breaking ground is also not exploring. It should have been an architect. You're breaking new ground there, Frank
Or a
Lloyd
builder.
Wright. Yeah.
Maybe a Trump.
Boy, now you know what, that'll get lost. People don't predominantly think of him as a guy that makes buildings anymore.
That's because he never really did. I mean,
No, he just licensed his name to build.
yeah.
Anyway,
But she is smoking him, and I'm enjoying it.
okay. Well, let's see if he's got his comeback on that one.
Yeah.
This is not really personal for a concept about abstinence. I'm
No,
saying the
but
whole
what I'm
point
saying
is
is
that
that
What did he say?
This is really personal.
That's what a comedian said as a comeback. This got really personal. He got sad and admitted it. That was his comedian comeback.
He started crying at his own roast. You didn't tell me it was gonna be mean.
And the audience is like laughing, and he's like, and then he slowly realized, no, he's really fucking crying.
That would
He's
be a
sad.
really good bit
Oh my god, it would. You're right.
if they put on a roast and the guy just started crying.
And he was serious, like they had hit something, like hit one person, just found that perfect one, and he just kind of broke down, and everyone
Yeah, and
didn't
then
know what
it
to
was
do.
like the first guy, he hit the one below the belt,
Oh,
and then everyone that came after, he just kept taking it the wrong way. Being like, he's right. I am
Well,
a
once-
bald
once-
ass bitch.
once that happens, though, if that's the first guy, the rest of the roast could be awful anyway. Okay, back to this roast. I'm sorry.
There's no
Someone can get up on
way.
stage, we even talk about it in the column, and talk about anything dirty that they want. But the second you mention abstinence, people, they pucker with discomfort. Like, oh no, we can't talk about this. And you're
Wait. He's
Oh.
saying it's easy to be a comic who swears. Well, you know what? He has a point. It is easier to be a comic who swears than a comic whose main topic is abstinence.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, first of all, the audience might not be responding very well to your tight 5 on abstinence because you're not very funny. I
Get
think
him.
that's a distinct possibility. I think another thing is, frankly, I could write a tight 5 on abstinence super easy. It's all just jokes about how frustrating it is that you're horny.
You could do it from either direction. You could say that you want to be abstinent or you are abstinent. I mean, there's so many ways. You're right. And
No,
he
you'd be like,
literally.
last night on my way home, I ended up proposing to the gal at the Burger King drive-thru. Christ, I got a bust. That's your catchphrase. Christ, I got a bust.
You know the other thing I like that. He has not, like, he seems so he was so sure of himself before he came out. He's completely taken aback. He has nothing prepared, nothing to fall back on. He's panicking in front of us.
I think it's because he thinks that, like, when comedians come on this type of show, they are speaking extemporaneously, that they don't have like lots of prepared bits ready to go.
Oh, because
so
he's not a real comedian. That's
Yeah,
why.
because he's not a real comedian. So Amy Schumer's coming out with like, I've been working on these for the last couple days, so I'm ready to like throw down, you know.
He's like, I didn't know it would be confrontational and combative.
Of course it is. It's a fucking debate show on Fox hosted by Greg Gutfeld. I didn't think there'd be, I thought personal attacks would be beneath us.
In that setting, of course they would be.
Hey, I also abstain from personal
I
attacks.
abstain from ad hominems.
Copernicus.
hey,
You should keep calling her Copernicus.
hey, Copernicus, you want another Canadian club soda?
Judgmental.
not
Statistically, it's the healthiest thing to do. It is conducive towards a better marriage by a 25%.
She's looking at the
spread,
camera.
both physically-
Conducive to a healthier marriage by 25%.
How
What
is
the
that?
fuck do you think
measured?
that means? Yeah.
What do I think that means? I think it's quantified in terms of hugs.
Let me roll this back a good 5 seconds. See if I can piece.
I think it's
together what this guy's
quantified in
doing.
hugs. I think a happier marriage has more hugs.
25% more hugs.
25% more hugs.
We went from 4 to 5, everybody. All thanks to spending
we can't talk about
25
this. And you're-
years not fucking.
Sounds like hell.
Vilified as
It's just
judgmental.
not
Statistically, it's the healthiest thing to do. It is conducive towards a better marriage by a 25% spread, both
It
physically.
only takes that one person though, and
Fuck does that mean?
What she said, it means I don't even. I think he probably flubbed the line because it doesn't sound like a real.
I mean, Schumer got him. He was going to say something that made no sense. and
What
was
did she say?
indefensible.
What did she say though?
Let's see. What she-
Sorry about that.
It's the healthiest thing to do. It is conducive towards
Yeah.
a better marriage by a 25% spread, both
it only takes
physically-
that one person though, and there's no contract that the person's not going to cheat on you because they're abstinent. She could
There
fall
is
in
no
love with
contract.
Good
somebody
point.
else.
There is a contract.
Gotcha there, Crowder.
Yeah, no, that's a sick point. She has been preparing for this since the second she got the invitation, and he's like, "I'm just gonna be me because I'm so he's scary talented." He was on Arthur.
His jacket looks like it's going to keep on like it's a green screen. Like I feel like it's so matte in color. It's entrancing me. And also, have you noticed how they're like seem to be ensconced in a field of flames? What is this graphic at the bottom?
I think that's where we pulled it from.
Okay.
That's what a marriage
She could
is,
fall-
it's a contract.
Well,
It's
there's
a
also
contract
roofie, and
that
then all
more
bets are
than
off.
that more than 60% of people break.
No, actually, that's not true. Actually, if you can look at the new U.S. Census Bureau statistics, more than 70% of first-time marriages last.
Okay.
He's insanely wrong and lying.
That more than 70% of modern marriages last.
What do you say? 75% of first-time marriages
First-time
last?
marriages, yeah.
What?
I have heard that a surprisingly large number of the 50% of marriages end in divorce statistic comes from repeat offenders.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yeah, but I don't know. Your dad's the divorce lawyer.
Yeah,
so
I was about to
ask him.
say we
He'd
could
know
ask
the
him.
stats.
Yeah. I'll have an answer next time.
Anyway, I'm not going to get lost in the weeds debating
let's not.
statistics that I don't know.
Well, I'll assume that his are made up because he said that people are 25% happier if they don't have sex.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, in general, anytime someone starts going to statistics, I just tune out and be like,
Yeah.
this is not. There's no verifiable way anybody can find any statistic that says anything. It's all meaningless.
She makes a
Okay,
great
but
point, though.
then
I'm
That-
just saying the one that it takes one person, and people could lie in a relationship and cheat, which happens just as much as divorce.
It's true.
the guy goes off and sleeps with a young boy.
Well, well,
Good,
yeah, like,
you guys stayed married, but there's
Well,
infidelity.
once you bring out the statistics,
Oh my God, this is like an epic. I don't know why this wasn't a bigger deal.
Well, probably because I mean,
No, I mean,
it
when it
was on Red Eye with Gutfeld.
No, Red Eye is not the. Is it? No, Red Eye is where we pulled it from. YouTube.
No, look at this neon in the back.
Oh my God, you're right.
This is from Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you can't do that with Gutfeld.
No,
I forgot.
can't
what I
do
was
that with
saying.
Guts.
I'm just I'm surprised this wasn't a bigger deal because it kind of resurfaced, a couple of years ago, and it's like really stunning to see. I mean, he is
flailing.
but he's hurting inside. That's the good part.
that guys are running around rampantly sleeping with young boys.
First
then
of
we
all,
can
I'm
have
not a boy.
conversation.
I know I have characteristics as such.
All I'm saying
Finally, the other panelists get to talk. Let's hear from these guys. Am I right?
What is that guy wearing?
He's wearing a plaid blazer.
Oh, okay. It's cool.
is yes, you're right. Of course, it is way safer to not have sex. But yeah, but if you have sex with one person, maybe they've had sex with one person. It only takes that one. I've probably had sex with, I don't know, a
understand the point.
baker's
One
2
person.
dozen.
A baker's 2 dozen. That's funny.
Yeah. Once again, and then I'm sure that's a line that she's got ready to roll.
Oh, that's probably in her act, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm fine.
My lack of abstinence is directly linked to really good abs. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
That-
Wait. Oh, I hate not funny. And he just said the lack of abstinence is linked to good abs.
Lack of abstinence is linked to lack of abs, like abstinence, whatever it was a stretch. I'm not going to spend too much time.
We don't have to break it down. I just want the audience to realize that was disgustingly unfunny.
No, that's your classic Greg.
Get a good Gutfeld there.
I've got a beer gut.
But I have to
Yeah,
say,
right
my
there.
last 3 relationships, which each lasted
His joke
between
just
2 to 5
landed on
years, we
silence.
slept with each other all-
Yeah, no one was interested in what he was saying. Amy Schumer read the room correctly and just kept talking right over him.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm going to say something interesting. Oh, and he was just admitting, I have a beer gut.
That's what he was saying. Yeah. Very funny.
I have a beer gut and I'm abstinent. Like, wow. Sounds like you're really winning.
My beer gut is why I'm abstinent.
almost immediately. And it's because I knew that I wanted to be with them, you know?
Except
Oh.
at the
Why'd you
5
kill them?
Except at the 5-year mark.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, just we could blow that one.
Yeah, but so what? At least I figured it out and I didn't get married and spend my life with somebody that I hate.
But
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? The joke's on her because he is still. Oh wait. Oh no, his wife just divorced him. That's right.
Yes. So do you want to go through this whole thing? We've spent a half hour on this. We have 7 videos.
Listen, I was enjoying.
No, like it's your call. I know. I just know.
No.
I
I just
brought a lot
wanted
of
to-
Crowder content.
I just wanted to introduce the fact that this is the kind of guy he is. I'm a professional comedian. He thinks, And then this is him with a professional comedian. So you see what an inflated sense of self he has.
It's true. He truly is delusional.
Now, the next thing we're going to look is it doesn't speak much to his, well, it does speak to his character, because imagine there's like a union meeting, like a big union rally, and you're like, I'm not for like the worker, I'm for the corporation. And you go there and you start like asking you're not funny, because he's not funny. His not funny supposed to be funny questions. And one dude does not like it, and he's like, I'm a union guy, like they used to be, you know?
All right, let's check it
Just
out.
thought you would enjoy this, because he's homophobic, he's racist, not funny, worst of all. Oh!
Ooh.
Bang, bang. And here, watch. Ooh!
1, 2.
Got hit
And a
3
third one
times.
in the Labanza.
Yep. That was a good one, too. Nice little left
Yeah, and
point.
I from what I read, that was later proven to be self-defense in a court of law,
It was.
because he shoved that guy first, and you shouldn't shove a guy that works for a living.
You shouldn't shove anyone, in fact.
It's true, but you're more likely to get rocked if you're shoving a guy that works for. Nope, I'm out.
Yeah, look at him. Look, no, I don't want any more of that.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
You win this one, buddy.
What a gangster. That's
You
the
got
most
me.
gangster moment right there. Look at this.
My bad.
You want another one?
Let's call this one a draw.
Let's call this one a no contest. So that was Crowder getting punched in his face 3 times. It didn't have much to do with where we're going here, but this speaks to his character. When other people do well, I like to cheer for them. When something good happens to Shibble, like when he got a very big promotion, and it was like super incredibly mind-blowingly impressive, and I was just through the roof for him. And when he's funny on this show, which is constantly, I love it. When people are funny on Crowder's show, he has a different reaction.
How were you informed that there is a Don't Talk Light, and what was your reaction?
I was pissed a bit, because I know my job.
So he has a Don't Talk Light?
I was hoping you caught that. The Don't Talk Light. Could you imagine going, Ethan? I love the podcast is going great. It's just that sometimes I'm gonna hit a light and you have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that seems a little aggressive. That seems like you're not really trusting your people to like be able to, like, obviously you're the host of the show if you're Steven Crowder. Obviously you want your voice to be the first and last that people are hearing. But you gotta put people around you that are on the same page as you. This is not trusting someone as a professional. Are you there?
I was waiting for you to play the video.
Oh, okay.
I know that he talks a lot. I know that he's the star of the show. I know when to throw him what he needs to be thrown. I know when to sit back. It's what I did with Anthony for years.
So this is an
Is that
Anthony
Opie?
guy. No, Opie looks way worse than this dude.
I always hated them because I was a big Howard Stern guy.
No, this must be part of their crew, part of their zoo crew.
Oh, okay. Well, he actually
Or
seems like
maybe he was a producer. Who knows?
he actually seems like a professional. At least he seems like he knows what how to.
Yeah.
be a sidekick.
Allegedly, the thing that really made Opie and Anthony was who they surrounded themselves with. It wasn't so much them.
Well, this is one of those guys. So there you go.
It's what I did next to Artie. It's what it's what
Already worked with Artie Lang. He knows how to work with like talky assholes.
You hate Artie Lang?
I don't have a big problem with him, but I mean, I don't think
feel
I'd
bad
be
for him.
speaking out of school to say that he could be a talky asshole.
No, he definitely. But there's a sadness about him that makes me.
He's obviously had a lot of problems.
It makes me feel so terrible that guys hurting so bad.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. So back to the pro sidekick.
what I do. I'm not trying to ever steamroll him.
Right.
It was just, hey, don't be Don't be funnier. Don't be.
That's tough.
Don't
because
be funny.
don't be funnier than me.
That is so fucking hard to do, though.
Yeah, that would make for a rough show if that was he had that printed up and hanging behind him on like a big banner.
Don't be funnier than me. Oh my god, you're gonna have to make like Club Seltzer Canadian jokes, and I have a beer gut.
Yeah, maybe I can get a "Don't be funnier than me" T-shirt, and I'll just wear that in my everyday life so people know. I don't want that around me. I don't want that kind of vibe around me. I should be the funniest guy.
God forbid.
That's the truth. I mean, it sounds bitter, but I knew it was true because I was pulled aside and I said, and it was, hey, make sure if you're doing a rant or like you guys are riffing, he gets the last word.
Yeah, just out of respect.
Can you imagine like it ends naturally and then Steven Crowder's like, yeah.
Yeah, just always trying to put one more button on it where it's
Mhm.
not needed.
Mhm.
It's been like, oh, brother, just let a joke land, my man. You don't need to be the guy.
Like this guy's like, and the bird lands, and everyone laughs, and Steven's like, and the early bird gets the worm. It's
Yeah,
like,
he just
he's putting a hat on a hat.
yeah. Sometimes you just gotta let a moment breathe. You can't be selfish, Steven. This is ensemble work.
He's a scary
You're
talent.
All this explicitly?
Yes, it was all about the title, and I wasn't respecting it, so there needed to be a light. And I had to make sure that he got the last thing. So even if I did have a funnier joke, I would just leave it out. It was important.
Aw.
That's you gotta bite your tongue sometimes.
I'm guessing it wasn't that much funnier.
I mean, that much funnier than Steven Crowder. I bet.
Oh no, that's a good point. Yeah, Steven Crowder fucking sucks. Okay, so now I just wanted you guys to know that this is the kind of guy who, if someone's gonna be funnier than him, he's gonna hit a fucking button called the "Don't Talk" light, so you won't say your funny joke. So now let's get to family life, because he has an interesting relationship with his wife Hillary, who seems
Okay.
lovely, by the way. And
I mean, from what I hear, he's the best lay that she's ever had.
oh my god.
Likewise.
Imagine her picturing all the dudes she banged before. And she had to run that back in her head every time. That must have been awful. But in this clip, Steven is ostensibly still a 23-year-old virgin, not funny. Well, he's still not funny, but he's talking to his wife who is pregnant with twins, barefoot and pregnant with twins. And he is smoking a cigar and blowing it at her.
And this beautiful, beautiful porch that they have.
Really nice.
Yeah, nice brickwork on the house. Anyway.
You are not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries. There's no groceries. I have steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's.
Oof.
Can you imagine?
Ooh.
It's hard, right?
Oh my God, what an awful person.
Yeah. You thought he was just unfunny, but he is so horrible.
No, I always thought he was horrible.
Oh no, but he's worse than that.
And he's horrible.
Yeah, and he is. Congratulations, he is horrible.
He is horrible.
We don't have to go through this whole thing, but I will summarize that he wanted his wife Hillary to put medicine in the dog's ear, medicine that was labeled not safe for pregnant people. So she's like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, go get some gloves if you love me. What?
And go do wifey things?
Wifely things. It was a bad translation. And he noticed he says the car, obviously controlling her with not letting her have a vehicle, I would imagine. And this ends with him. Well, there's one really funny. There is a funny part. She gives him two options, and he says no to the first, and the second he goes, "I don't like that either."
Oof. Is that this other high point?
That's my favorite part of the clip. But then it gets scary because at the end he's like, "I'll fuck you up," and that's when I was like, "This guy is a monster."
Yeah. No, thanks.
So now we're gonna get into the current controversy with this real piece of shit,
All
as
right.
we've proven in our little video documentary here. Former employee Jared, who he very funnily called Not Gay Jared. That was his show name. Very funny.
No, great stuff.
Yeah, and he is coming out. And by the way, this guy's a dick too. Like, he was making the same jokes about the same stuff. You know, I'm sure he was involved in all those sketches. But this guy is upset because he's being tortured legally.
All right.
I'm currently being legally abused and intimidated into silence by a former employer. This has been going on for
Hey,
a
Shib,
while
guess
now.
who?
And
Is it going to be Steven Crowder?
It is. It's Steven Crowder. Good guess.
All right. So he is being blackmailed by his former employer,
Yeah, Steven Crowder.
Steven Crowder.
Right.
it simply cannot live in darkness for another day. But I am asking for your help to fight back.
This man has been a victim of crimes.
Do you know what? It's not in here, but you know, Steven Crowder has this thing where he likes to grab dudes' dicks and put his dicks on dudes like that, like in the workplace.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, no, people were upset about that, and like a lot of people complained about it. And
Understandable.
he was the victim of the penis and testicles being put on his shoulder, I believe. So that's one of the things I'm being serious, and that's one of the things he's talking about. And he left the program about 6 years ago, but it did not go smoothly, as you'll find out.
I signed this separation agreement, an NDA containing a strict and very broad non-disparagement clause many years ago. I voluntarily left my job after deciding I could no longer put myself or my growing family through the toxic and abusive work environment I had endured for years.
He's talking about the dick on him.
No, good for you, brother.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really glad that you got out of there. That sounds like a nightmare.
Well, he's also a shithead, so you know. He doesn't deserve sexual harassment, obviously.
No, I'm going to say no one should be sexually harassed in their workplace. I'm going to draw that pretty broad brush.
This place was and is to this day a workplace rife with sexual misconduct, degeneracy, and aggression. The things I saw, the things done to me, and the things I witnessed my employer do to others were disgusting, shocking, and utterly indefensible.
Yeah. Well, I think the lawyers on the other side will disagree.
I mean, that's their job, but it sounds like you have been sexually assaulted at work.
Yeah. Could you imagine? And Steven Crowder is fucking rich, dude.
Yeah.
The Daily Wire offered him $50 million, and he was like, fuck you.
Yeah, this seems like it would be a real nightmare for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I have the receipts. This all took a serious toll on my personal health. To the point near the end of my tenure, the work environment had become so toxic that I had to be admitted into a heart hospital. And after many tests, I was ultimately put on anti-anxiety medication.
A hospital just for hearts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something new to me. I had no history of it prior to my employment there and have never been treated for it since.
All right. So it also gave him anxiety.
Yeah. And
probably PTSD.
He wanted to get himself and his family away from this Crowder psycho. I mean, you can see him with the wife. He's absolutely a psycho.
Yeah, there's no way I'd want to work for a man like that.
Now, so Jared, now just Jared, very upset, has been sexually assaulted. Steve, so this becomes big news. This is big on the internet right now. I'm telling you, this is the wheels are turning on this one. And Steven Crowder just responded.
Okay.
By having someone else respond.
Classy.
Could you imagine if I was like, Shibble, someone's been mean to me. I need you to respond.
Yeah, I can't imagine ever having to apologize for things that you've done.
When we were little, it happened a lot.
It's true.
I'm telling the audience, it really did.
So that's So now we've now set the stage
Yeah.
for our final act. His response to the allegations that he is a sexual deviant and criminal.
And not funny too.
That's what you like to see at the start of a video where you're talking about sexual assault. Real classy stuff.
Wait.
That doesn't look like Steven Crowder.
It doesn't, does it?
Why does he have a gun on his desk?
Oh, Steven Crowder. You didn't notice Steven Crowder always has a holster on with a gun in it because he's a real man?
That's wild.
You know what we used to say? We used to say, if you're scared, then get a fucking dog. Like, these people are just so scared. I need a gun a foot away from me just in case anyone makes a move.
So disturbing.
What
a unique American psychosis.
Yeah.
Morning. I had been scheduled to host the show today for about a week, and
so he already had the schedule was already set up.
Yeah, no, this is not an ad hoc change.
The thing is, Crowder was already put in his annual leave form, and it already got signed.
They were months ago.
So, and the tickets that he bought for today, they're non-refundable. They're not refundable, but obviously we had to address what's going on. So that's why you've got me, Gerald Morgan Jr.
Gerald Morgan Jr., everyone's favorite. Who the fuck are you?
Getting louder with Morgan Jr.
How old do you think this dude is?
Ooh, he is 22.
Okay.
A rough
22. I think it's amazing that he got roped into taking the hit for Steven Crowder. And let's see what Gerald Morgan Jr. Gerald Morgan is probably very proud of Jr. Let's see what he has to say.
the topics that we were going to discuss were what you would expect in any Louder with Crowder show.
So like race
racist.
science,
how black people's skulls are different sizes.
Yeah, the most criminal type of fingerprints you could find.
Blood libel. You all right?
Just stretching it out. Just stretching it out.
Good.
A little
That's
stuff.
good.
Talking about some news, make some jokes, maybe poorly.
Probably poorly. I'm going to guess you're not going to knock him out of the park, Gerald Morgan Jr.
You don't think Gerald Morgan Jr. seems funny?
Looking, I hate to indulge in my own bit of phrenology. But this man does not have a very funny face.
No, his skull shape is not funny.
But unfortunately, that's no longer the case today. Well before any video that was released, we were going to do this show this way. I'll get to why Steven's not here in just a minute. But
okay, take your time.
We're not wondering at all why we have to listen to Gerald Morgan Jr.
And why Gerald Morgan Jr. isn't coming out with his patented zingers.
Yeah, GMJ isn't so funny so far.
Yeah, I thought he was going to bring out some wacky headlines.
I'm going to recreate another black person's murder.
Let's see what he's going to say in the meantime.
it was planned from a week ago, not from yesterday. I just want to...
He really wanted to make that very clear.
You know what I do when I'm telling the truth, Shibble?
Do you repeat yourself a lot?
I repeat it as many times as I can without being prompted.
It's true. That's always very convincing and very normal.
I say off the top that none of this had to happen. None of it.
Right.
It's true.
If only
Steven
Steven
Crowder
had
didn't
not
have to assault.
He shouldn't have sexually assaulted his employee.
Yeah, and none of this had to happen, Steven.
And by the way,
not whipped it out at the office.
Can I address, by the way, the fact that the guy who has all this bad stuff to say about gay people does gay shit all the time?
Well, this sort of sexual assault and shaming, I'm going to say, is almost pansexual. I would say it's less about...
No. I'm saying ostensibly gay. In his eyes, if I put my dick and you touched it, he would be like, that's super gay. But he just did that.
Yeah, but that's why it's funny, because he's not doing it for sex. It's doing it because being gay is funny.
Oh, which makes me think that he's just gay, and now I feel bad about it.
I don't know. I never like to play that game of like, oh, this guy's secretly gay game.
Oh, I didn't say it, but it sounds right.
Didn't have to be this way at all. We didn't choose this. It was chosen for us.
By God.
No, I had a different plan a week ago.
I love this.
In fact, as I'll tell you in just a few minutes, we went to great lengths to give people the ability to do the right thing.
Okay.
That sounds like a threat.
Thanks, Morgan Jr.
GMJ.
What? I really wish he would get to the stuff that he keeps on telling me he's going to talk about in a few minutes.
Yeah, me too.
Instead of whatever this is.
He hadn't said much.
We've given people the opportunity to do the right thing.
He's talking about the guy who Jared. He's talking. I'm high. He's talking about Jared. So that is a threat in a way.
Yeah, it definitely is. Especially since he has a gun sitting right there.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot he was armed.
To honor their agreements and to do what they said they were going to do.
Unless they want to get shot.
Yeah, keep their mouths shut about all that sexual assault that happened at work.
That's really what he's saying. He's going, I have a gun next to me, and you better be quiet about all that sex assault stuff. That's what he's really saying. That's fucking nuts.
It is wild that he's saying that with a straight face.
Oh my God. The straightest face. Look at his fucking, no, nothing is funny right now. This is like coming from the heart. Look at that fucking face.
And he almost has no features either.
And they're all packed like very close together.
Yeah, and his lips are just so pursed. He's so mad.
Yeah, he's very mad. He's a mad
I
man.
was gonna make jokes today. I had some great zingers.
I would give him the not funny light. What's it called? The no talk light.
The no talk light. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have that on him all day.
Unfortunately, they chose a different path. For the last year and a half, everything you've seen in the public eye has been part of a well-orchestrated plan.
This is all part of a well-orchestrated plan.
Do you know they're so horrible that I, as an American Jew, just felt like they were attacking me just by saying that?
Yeah, who do you think has the resources?
Yeah, I was about to say it can only be us.
Who has the connections?
Ask Candace Owens; she'll tell you.
Who has the most to gain?
What is that plan? To assimilate damaging PR assets and wage a negative publicity campaign against Stephen.
So they're trying to gather people who have shitty true stories to tell about Stephen Crowder. This seems like just something a civic-minded person would do.
He's saying they're doing it for what just to hurt Stephen Crowder.
Which seems, once again, if that's true, great.
Yeah, I was about to say, why not? I mean, he seemed fine hurting them.
I'll show you the quotes.
I'll
show you the text messages. I'll show you everything.
Do it now.
He will. Don't worry. We've only got another 32 minutes.
That's why I'm trying to. I'm not watching this whole thing.
All right. You want to jump ahead?
Well, I don't know when it gets good is the problem.
Okay. Here's where he starts bringing up evidence.
Okay. Go back a little bit. I just want to hear him introduce it. Okay.
That work here and that put blood, sweat, and tears into this business. If you tell me my choice is to fight you or let them be taken out, I am absolutely going to step up and fight for them.
He's
threatening him time. Again.
I'm not sure who them are.
Jared and the other people who are coming forward and saying, listen, the guy is a fucking psycho sex assault guy.
Oh, so he's saying he's doing this strictly for the money. This is just a strictly mercenary transaction for him.
Yeah.
You're coming for my money, so I will do whatever it takes to shut you down.
Right.
All right. Well, he's good for you, Morgan.
He's like Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, because he's just all about that money.
We tried to do this the right way. It's frustrating for me.
Now we're going to kill you.
But you need to know the truth. And that.
All right. So he's about to produce the documents that will reveal the truth.
7 minutes and 40 seconds of promising the truth, and we're about to get to it. I'm excited.
Yeah, boy, I can't wait to see some random screenshots that I can no way and verify whether they're true or fake.
Are you talking about Mike Lindell?
Oh, well, we'll see if he comes into this.
Those are real packets of votes.
That's what's coming out today. All of this information's publicly available. Court documents, not opinion. Not saying I have receipts.
There's plenty of opinion.
And not provide.
All right, so he's bringing up some court documents.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really classy when you're going through a divorce to make public the documents pertaining to it. Good job, Stephen.
Let's see what he produces here.
I'm providing them for you right now. By the way,
do it.
This is the court filing for Jared. We'll be releasing that so everybody can have access to it. Of course, taking steps to redact personal information because we would never want to dox anyone.
Or would we?
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think we are, libs of TikTok?
Yeah. You know what? Just fuck her, man. Her dumb, fucking empty divorce. You know what? And you can't even hurt her feelings because she doesn't have a fucking. She's brainless.
Yeah,
she is the
a
dumbest.
Complete sociopath.
And can you imagine 2 Jews on different ends of the spectrum? Maybe we can come together one day. Me and Haya.
I hope so.
Fuck her, seriously, 1,000,000 times over, and not by
next year in Israel.
I wish she was over there.
Here is Hillary's father in a group text thread to the family. And it's a message that was liked by Hillary. The type of team I want. They understand right-wing media. They are familiar with who Stephen is and that world and the things that would destabilize him. Remember that word, destabilize.
Wait, time out.
Okay, so you have enemies.
As the son of an attorney, your job is to destabilize the other party in a divorce proceeding.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable.
That's literally, they're saying that's what we want to do, and it's not like you haven't discovered, a conspiracy. That's what they'll tell you they want to do.
Yeah, we want to make your life bad so that you will give us what we want in this divorce.
Yeah, right. It's a war between Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches.
Right.
Seems like, a nasty divorce that you're getting because you were a huge piece of shit to your wife.
I'll fuck you up. That doesn't work for me either.
Fully understand and agree that Hillary's goals and expectations for the outcome of this divorce are reasonable and attainable.
Yeah.
Not necessarily according to Texas family law precedent, but by employing a media / Brian Friedman and PR strategy that will significantly threaten this public persona and brand.
You know what threatens your public persona and brand more than anything?
Tell me.
Sexually assaulting your employees.
It's true.
It's not good for business.
Okay, so we've now established that Steven Crowder's in-laws hate him because he's a piece of garbage, and they want to see him lose as much in his divorce as possible.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Nothing has been, I want everyone to understand, nothing has been uncovered here. The lawyer would call you on the phone and tell you this.
Yeah, this
it's
is
a
not
public document.
Smoking gun. Yeah. Nice.
It was
sound
from
effect.
2022.
Yes. This has been the plan from the beginning, guys.
It's a conspiracy. Oh, they love conspiracies, don't they?
It has been a plan for them to find people who have dirt on Steven Crowder and make it public because they hate him.
They're in a divorce.
What?
Wait, they're looking for witnesses for the. You know what? That's evil. You know what? Now I'm on Steven Crowder's side.
I mean, who wouldn't be?
This is what we have been dealing with behind the scenes and not commenting.
Are they married?
Well, they've been coming after the company.
Oh, okay. All right.
They've been coming after Louder with Crowder.
This guy's not a fucking owner of the company. He's an employee. I'm sure his life is fine.
These are the type of dudes who are like loyal to jobs. Do you know what I mean? They're like, my employer saved my life.
Who would ever be loyal to a job like that?
Well, there's no other way this guy's getting a job in entertainment. Do you know what I mean?
I forgot he's in entertainment. You can forgive me for forgetting.
It's not like he's in a bakery, you know?
With
this
that
guy,
face?
I mean, obviously, I bet he could make a good pizza, but
Do you want your pizza? I would never take pizza from it. Look at his face.
He looks very angry that his boss is getting divorced. And it might cost him his job because his boss is such a piece of shit.
Also, he says the N-word in private.
My boss is such a piece of shit that his divorce cost me my job.
Good.
On. We'll get to Brian Friedman here in just a second, but this is where Jared gets involved. After 6 years of no communication, Jared gets roped into Hillary's plan, gets involved in this plan.
Okay. They find him.
They found him to be a witness during the divorce proceedings.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we should see who had been fired who had quit from the show, and we should reach out to them to see if they have any shitty stories to tell about Steven Crowder. I bet some of them do.
Now,
this team's once again very normal and smart.
Keep in mind, Hillary was, I think, oh no, she wasn't. I'm sorry. She was. I think she's an owner of Louder with Crowder. She's either an owner or an employee. I forget what her relationship is to the show. Well,
February
definitely
17th.
She would have to be an owner. She's married to Crowder. They have joint assets.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of 2023. And just leave that overlay up for me. Hillary and Jared met in Atlanta to discuss their strategy, and they took this picture. How he changed my mind. I guess a proposed book that Hillary would like to write to apply more pressure to Steven.
What? That's not what you're just showing me something that says how he changed his mind and making up a story.
I mean, maybe there's more that we don't know. So she's going to write a book about her shitty ex-husband.
Well, when you abuse people, they're allowed to write books about it.
It's true, especially if you're famous.
February 20th, per Jared's text messages, any scenario where Hillary and I team up is the end of him,
True.
Meaning Steven. It is his worst nightmare. Watch the real fear enter his eye when Tim asks the question.
Sounds great.
This is them strategizing pre-divorce proceedings. That's all this is.
Yeah. This is just what happens when you make a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is why you don't go around being a piece of garbage.
It's why you don't play. It's why you don't accrue criminal and legal and civil liability throughout your life, because this happens.
That's why you don't go assembling your own personal rogues gallery. Love that.
All been going on behind
Why
the
would you have
scenes.
sound effects talking about this?
Can you believe?
Well, it's still ultimately a comedy show. We're still here for a couple laughs.
The actions of people that are out in public saying they're trying to do the right thing, and yet behind the scenes scheming to pressure Steven with a negative PR campaign?
No. We understand. Yeah. Let's
Oh wait, did he stand up?
No, he's
I
just
thought he got
really
really
strangely built.
Has he shot himself? No.
All right, let's see what this evidence is.
Oh, more evidence.
He goes through great lengths to make sure nobody knows where he lives. Hillary intentionally doxed it.
And I'm gonna assume. Show me some evidence.
I mean, I feel like that's the kind of thing you're talking about. Publicly discoverable divorce proceeding paperwork.
Is that what
I'm gonna
he's
get
saying?
some address of some complainants that might be in there somewhere?
Is he saying that is a form of doxing? The fact that she contributed to the public records?
I don't know. He didn't say how he doxed her.
Okay.
I won't use the exact words. You can see it in the image,
Why don't you just tell us the exact words?
but it's evil. Shortly after Jared received Steven's personal address from Hillary, Steven received a threatening message. Package came from Smyrna, Georgia.
Oh, jeez.
It was
Rumble.
Intentionally
You got
doxed
to
it.
work on your interface. Yeah, I'll pause it once we get back there. So
I won't use the exact words. You can see it in the image.
Because they're dirty. Okay, I want to add there that he actually lives at blank, blank, blank. So please leave the house alone. He doesn't live here. Ha ha ha. So we have no idea who wrote if that's real.
No, and I can't read what's written on the rock that was mailed to him.
Oh no, that's a potato.
Oh, that's a potato.
And they accused Jared of sending a potato that says, watch it, fucking watch it, because that's what he said to the wife in the ring video. He had the nerve to go, fucking watch it. Watch it, Shibble.
Crow.
Fucking watch
But it's
it.
evil.
It's evil.
Shortly after.
It's quoting Crowder, as is my understanding.
Yeah.
If that's an evil thing to say to someone, well,
who are you going to
hey.
blame?
After Jared received Stephen's personal address from Hillary, Stephen received a threatening message.
Oh, that's a private
package came from Smyrna,
That's
Georgia.
not doxing.
I'm sorry?
That's a private communication between Jared and the wife. That's not doxing.
That's true. That is 100%.
What is he,
true.
insane? What a moron.
Yeah, no, that words have meaning, Gerald Morgan Jr.
Not lawyer and not comedian.
Say who it was from. But
and also you're just assuming it was from this guy.
Yeah.
And not one of the millions of other people that hate Stephen Crowder.
I was about to say I would love to. I'm sending him a potato that says fucking watch it. You can do that. They have that service.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Go head on down to your local postal service and send no, don't do that.
Found out that is mere miles from where Jared lives. Again, Jared's probably going to say, oh, come on, it was a joke. Okay.
It's funny.
I mean, come on, brother. You can't be putting your dick on other people's shoulders.
It's an
and then getting a little bit ruffled when someone mails you a potato.
Well, that's it, Shibble. There's a line. You know that.
It's true. The potato line, we call it.
The potato line.
Address. Nobody knows where he lives. You didn't say who it was from.
Oh.
You just said watch it, effing watch it on there.
Obviously,
I know where that came from.
Okay, he knows where that came from.
Oh.
Let's see how he addresses that.
All right.
The edited video. I get it.
Oh.
The additional context that I'm not even going into today about
edited video. Edited.
Do you know what? You could edit all of my life and my dreams, and you could take all that footage, and you would not find me talking to a woman like that.
Well,
other than my mom when I was like really little.
I feel like, as someone who has a large archive of audio of you, I bet I could cut together you saying some pretty fucked up stuff. If I
Yeah,
wanted.
but you couldn't get me telling a pregnant woman with twins to fucking watch it, and I'll fuck you. Have I ever said I'll fuck you up to a pregnant woman?
Not that I know of, but I feel like I've got you saying I'll fuck you up, and if I just have you standing next to a pregnant woman, I'll just cut in that I'll fuck you up, and
I got you.
It'll hit that home.
I got you. Well, Gerald likes to do that with evidence.
No, Gerald, yeah, that's you can't trust your own eyes, brother.
No.
what would happen in that, but I probably will at some point to give you a little bit more insight. Not even close to what you think it means. Hillary.
So I'm not going to tell you, but just trust me, it's not what you think.
He admitted it. Have it on tape. Part of public filings.
Okay, so that tape cancels out the other tape. Don't you see this newer tape says that the other tape is fake. So this tape is good and that tape is bad. Tapes. That's how they work.
Stephen receives a package at an address that no one is supposed to have. And then wonders, are my children safe?
From the potato.
They might be sending you a potato. I wonder what you've done in your life that has caused you to accrue enemies that would hurt your children.
Yeah, that you would think that was a real possibility, you know?
I mean, I guess that's just how powerful his enemies are.
Would it be
how shameless?
Would it be super inappropriate to send his kids a potato?
Yes.
Okay, I won't do that.
Thank you.
Fucking watch it.
Who leaked this address? How did this get out?
We're just
How
asking
would you
questions.
feel?
I mean, so you don't know how it got out.
Yeah,
you don't know who sent it.
He has no idea. He just admitted it.
I mean, I feel like this is the kind of thing somebody could find out. Somebody who's dedicated and really put the time in could find this out. I am not, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, we won't have any idea.
If the person that you had children with
has his expression
leaked your
changed?
private home address, no.
No. Yes, he's very upset.
Oh, okay. He's just going to stay upset for 34 minutes. All right.
No, because this is serious. This is Morgan Jr. when he's serious.
Oh, I get it. This is like him not doing his comedy stuff. So he's like, I got to like make this face. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
This
awesome.
way they know that I don't approve of Steven Crowder's ex-wife sharing her husband's address with a guy that may or may not have sent him a potato. And maybe she did it and maybe she didn't.
All I have to say is look out, show business.
Knowing that the kids would be there during certain times of the week.
They would be there when the potato showed up.
They would be there, and they would also not be there, is what he just said.
They might also not be there when the potato showed up, but you would know and could plan your potatoing accordingly.
It's something that I can't even comprehend. Something so reckless.
I bet.
I can't even imagine sending someone a potato.
I can't imagine his comprehension in general.
It's true. I don't think he's got very much of an imagination, just looking at him.
I also think he's a dumb guy.
He's probably one of those guys that can't like close his eyes and rotate the apple. You know what I mean?
I want to say a couple of things as I wrap this up.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
NDAs are a normal part of doing business.
Oh, time out.
So nothing suspicious there.
First of all, NDAs cannot be used to cover up crimes. And
It's true.
sexual assault is a crime. So
Yep.
he in no way breached his NDA.
And
even if he disparaged him, he has a right to because he's been sexually assaulted. That voids any non-disparagement, non-disclosure that there would have been. When you sexually assault someone, you're void that contract.
absolutely. And I'll also say, my entire life, I have never signed a non-disclosure agreement for any job I've ever had.
I have.
I've signed random ones for like people who are working on projects that went nowhere, but they're like, you gotta sign this, bro.
Are you talking about me?
You might be included in that list if I'm being
That
honest.
was really super mean.
That wasn't about you, though. I was talking about a lot of people.
What was I about to say? Okay, go ahead. I forgot.
Well, anyway, I don't think non-disclosure agreements are as that super normal.
Oh, I was about to say when I was doing PR for that company that Walmart was their only client, I definitely had to NDA it up because you learned like horrible stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, yeah, absolutely. There are lots of businesses that do use them, and using them is not an admission of guilt or anything suspicious in and of themselves. But to call them like a normal everyday thing that every American must have signed
It's not.
NDAs. No, this is a kind of an extraordinary situation.
And the other thing is to be enforceable, a contract has to be within acceptable guidelines. Like, as you'll see, he wasn't allowed to work not just within 20 miles of this company in the non-disclosure, non-compete, whatever. It was nowhere in the world for like 2 years. And like, you can't, it's just wouldn't be enforceable in court. But of course, that guy didn't know that. So he's terrified. He can't afford a lawyer, this Jared. And so they're really torturing him with this stuff, even though none of it's enforceable.
Awful stuff.
It's just a rich person draining another guy because he's got the money to bring him to court and scare him.
Yep. Just the rich winning again. Let's see what else.
Oh, I don't
Gerald
think
has to say
Steven
about it.
Crowder's fucking winning this one.
Well, we'll see.
He's already lost a wife and kids.
You sign an NDA voluntarily. Jared signed his voluntarily, and then he breached it. Didn't have to sign it. Could have left. Could have just left. Could have walked away. Didn't have to sign the.
First of all, you wouldn't have had him on the show if he didn't sign it. So yes, he had to sign it if he wanted the job. Second of all,
they're saying this was an exit NDA. This was one he signed when he was leaving. But they would have blackballed him. If
well, Shibble, if I rape you while you work for me, and then I give you a contract that says, "Oh, and if you talk about that rape, you owe me $100,000," is that enforceable? No.
No.
Exit. He signs it on the way in again. Didn't have to sign that either.
Didn't have to. Did you have that gun when you asked him?
He voluntarily signed an agreement and then decided to break it. He also lied to you guys and said that I was asking for every single conversation with his friends and that I was telling him that he couldn't contact his friends. No.
So who are you?
Gerald Morgan.
Is he a producer?
I think he's a sidekick.
So then why is he the one doing all this paperwork stuff?
He's also a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, I guess he's a jack of all trades around Louder with Crowder.
Yes, master of none.
That's not true. Look at the Form 202 position that we put out there.
Look at the Form 202 position.
Look at the Form 202. I mean, it's all right there. Fuck you.
This guy really, he speaks for all of us.
You know, he is one of the most unlikable fuckers. I mean, he's more likable than Crowder, but he's still super, super unlikable.
Absolutely.
I told Jared in that petition, basically, like, hey, you have to stop talking about the company, the agreement that you made with us. And that can be as simple,
Stop
like I said earlier, as making sure.
I mean, yeah, once again, we're just talking around in circles.
Yeah, we are. Let's go to let's see how he ends it up.
All right. Let's jump to final 2 minutes.
And wage this campaign against Stephen. Jared, you left in August of 2018. We said nothing about you.
Yeah. Sure.
Move on with your life, man.
Move on with your life, man.
You can't, by the way, isn't this a form of intimidation during a court proceeding for Crowder to have this dude with a gun next to him going, get on with your life, man. Forget about this. Like, are you kidding me?
I feel like you can make that argument for sure.
Yeah, like it's completely inappropriate. This whole thing is inappropriate.
Yes, absolutely disgusting.
And by the way,
I can't imagine saying move on with your life, man, to a victim of sexual assault.
Yeah, that's just
truly disgusting.
It is. It's garbage people stuff.
What in the world are you doing? I don't want this line to keep going, but this lawsuit is the only way I feel like we can get any kind of understanding.
He's threatening him on air.
He's countersuing him.
I don't want to have to do this.
But I am.
Don't make me. You know how you made Steven sexually assault? Don't make me sue you.
Sorry that it had to happen this way, but it wasn't something that I chose.
You seem sorry.
All right. Well, he apologized. Lawyers will tell you never apologize.
Fucking watch it. No, never apologize because that's an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so that's what's going on in Crowderland these days, Shibble. What is your take on it, real quick, as we're ending up?
Well, I'm going to have to say that this guy is a chud, just a terrible moron.
Gerald or Steven?
Oh, I'm going to say Gerald for sure.
Yeah.
Steven, also, I'm going to say chud. Just seems like a real dumb piece of shit.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
A human piece of garbage.
Not even human, just a piece of shit.
Dumb as a brick. Terrible, terrible person.
I agree with you. I'm going to say that Gerald's a chud, and I'm going to say Steven's also a chud, but also a freak.
It's true, and he's definitely a grifter.
Yeah, oh, he's absolutely. But I mean, that's understood. He's in the right wing ecosphere of media. I mean, he's a fucking grifter. But not the most important, but the thing that stands out to me the most is how insanely untalented and unfunny this fucking guy is. I mean, who tripped? He tripped into a fucking leprechaun's gold. I've never seen anything like it. He's so untalented.
I'm going to say the thing that's going to really stick with me is that he is guilty of sexual assault.
Oh, I don't want to think about that. He's awful.
He is. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for, if you want to check out our podcast, Uncle Monster's Spooky Time Fright Hour. Hot new monsters coming out every week.
You can find us on social media, right?
Yeah.
On Instagram at Uncle Monster 6. At Patreon, which that's a good one, at Uncle Monster
6.
So both of those are Uncle Monster 6. You can reach us if you want to send us an email and complain or tell us that we're handsome. That's unclemonsterpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Blue Sky at
unclemonsterpodcast.bsky.social. And you can also, hey, while you're here on YouTube, put a little like, put a little subscribe, leave a little comment.
We would be happy to have you as we continue to rise from 0 subscribers. We are now at what, 2,000 or 3,000 or 30?
We're somewhere around 40. Last I checked, 44 followers.
I love the people that are watching us right now because they're with us from the start. So we love you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Chuds, Grifters, and Freaks.